Good morning. Welcome to another session on environmental impact assessment.
So continuing with Unit 3, Air Quality, Noise, Energy, Water Quality, Vegetation, Wildlife Impact. Course outcome: apply the knowledge of the impact of infrastructure projects on air quality, water quality, vegetation, and wildlife. Learning outcome: environmental impacts on flora and fauna. Specific outcomes: importance of wildlife conservation, cause of wildlife loss, and effects of wildlife loss. So already we have started this session and we have seen some of the uh, reasons for wildlife extinction. So we'll continue from wherever we left. So coming to the context of India, so the natural wealth of India, uh, it's a unique, mysterious, and fascinating for nature lovers. In Indian philosophy, life in any form is deemed pure, and it's advocated that compassion for all living creatures is essential. The tree has held a vital place in religious tradition, symbolizing the myth of creation. The Agni Purana reveals that the conservation right becomes a soul-saving deed, and that trees are objects of respect. The rich and fascinating variety of India's wildlife has can be seen in the 80 national parks, 440 sanctuaries, 23 tiger reserves established by the Government of India. India harbors about 60% of the world wildlife, uh, wild tiger population, 50% of Asian elephants, 80% of one-horned rhinoceros, and the entire remaining population of the Asiatic lion. So there were more than 500 species of mammals, 1,220 species of birds, 1,600 species of reptiles and amphibians, 57,000 species of insects. So today, what is the scenario? The flora and fauna of wild species today is declining rapidly in India. Possible extinction is a possibility for over 77 mammals, 72 bird species, 17 reptile species, and 3 amphibian species. Large amount of butterflies and beetles uh, are considered to be endangered. Rapid growth in industrialization has hampered the ecosystem and has badly affected the wild animals. Wildlife of India is on the mercy of human beings as the mortality rate of animals is increasing due to hunting and poaching activities. So these are some of the endangered species in terms of animals, that is majestic elephants, the Indian bison, the Hisbid hare, and the snow leopard. Swamp deer, blue whale, desert cat, and leaf monkey are some of the other species that are endangered. When it comes to plants, you've got the baobab, berberis, Decalibus hamiltoni, um, Pterocarpus xanthalinus, Cycas bedomi, and red sandalwood. So, wildlife destruction in India, it is due to overexploitation of forest, illicit felling of trees, wildlife trade, nature, nature against nature, encroachment of villages on forest land, global warming, right? Unhealthy relationships between government and local population, local hunting and poaching by villagers, and unloyalty of forest officials. These are some reasons why wildlife is getting destructed in India. Overcrowding is another major reason for the depleting population of wild animals in India. Ecotourism and adventure tourism has resulted in growth of vehicle pollution, wildlife road fatalities, damage of natural habitat for animals and birds, increase in wildfires, and also there is release of chemicals and other toxic effluents into the water bodies, which has led to poisoning of the water. So this is a picture showing spotted deer killed by local villagers in Tadoba, Andhari, right? Tiger Reserve in Maharashtra. Indian bisons killed by adulteration of urea, right, by some farmers. So what is the government role in conservation of this wildlife? So Wildlife Protection Act was introduced in 1972. Project Tiger scheme was introduced in 1972-73. Forest Protection Act was introduced in 1980 to 1988. Anti-poaching agencies uh, take care of these type of activities. That is State Wildlife Department, State Forest Department, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Army if possible, or if applicable. Even the Army can do something. Police, Border Security Force, and Coast Guards. And finally, we have the Wildlife Conservation Society. So Project Tiger is a wildlife conservation movement initiated in India in 1972. So the project aims at tiger conservation in specially constituted tiger reserves throughout India. Creation of wildlife sanctuaries and reserves with mandatory fencing. These are some of the part of the tiger project. Special task force to be prepared for conservation of this supreme predator. No forestry operations carried out in core areas. Department should be provided with additional personnel and wireless equipment with an immediate effect. Rehabilitation of locals done outside the reserve forest with immediate effect. Immediate compensation to villages in case of killing made by the tigers. Immediate seize of weapon license from villages given before 1972 unless prescribed officially. So these are some recommendations. So we should cultivate love towards Mother Earth, nature and animals. Conservation laws for wildlife and forests should be practiced properly. Strict actions against those who don't abide by the laws. Non-bailable arrest to persons found accused. Non-industrial activities besides reserve forest. Right. So forest and wildlife are the renewable natural resources, and if all plant programs are effectively executed, in a few decades the flora and fauna will start flourishing. Right. Thank you.
Thus, we come to the end of this session. Thank you for your participation. Looking forward to meeting you in the next session.